Hello, welcome to Raise the Bar Wellness. This is Melissa Reyes, head wellness coach and owner of Raise the Bar Wellness. I wanted to check in today and talk about self-care. So self-care can be something that really we don't know what it means, and sometimes it can be overwhelming and kind of like there's too many options. What do you do for self-care? So I want to speak especially to people who maybe have some emotional ups and downs on a regular basis. Sometimes maybe you feel out of control of your emotional experience in life. Maybe find life unfulfilling or frustrating intermittently throughout the day, week, month, year. So the self-care stuff I'm going to throw out today is really simple stuff. And I think when we look at self-care like a list where we can tick things off, we take the emotionality out of the decision to take care of ourselves, right? So if we just say, well, logistically, here's the things on a list that I just need to do on a daily, weekly basis to take care of myself, period. It's like, ticking off the chores, taking out the garbage, making food, cleaning, that kind of stuff. We can put our self-care habits or our self-care goals on that list as well. So here's some really simple stuff. If you're going through emotional ups and downs, maybe you even grapple with depression, anxiety, chronic frustration, and lack of fulfillment in your life. So the first and most basic thing I always ask my clients to look at is, are you taking good physical care of your body? So even if your issue is that you just don't feel fulfilled with your life, you feel lonely, you hate your job, all of that stuff matters, but it's really important, even with all that going on, to look at, okay, am I drinking enough water on a daily basis? Am I hydrated? Am I getting good nutrition / taking a good multivitamin that covers all my nutrition needs? Am I also getting physical activity on a weekly basis? The general recommendation for physical activity, which by physical activity I mean getting your heart rate up, not just taking a really easy stroll around the block with your dog, getting your heart rate up 150 minutes a week. That's the basic requirement to stay alive, try to stay healthy, get blood flow through your organs, your brain, all of your important parts of your body that need oxygen and nutrition. Getting that 150 minutes of elevated heart rate on a weekly basis can cover so many other little issues. If you do deal with emotional issues, getting exercise on a weekly basis, it's not just about, I'm going to exercise, everybody says that I should. It's a physiological need. We need to get our heart rates up. I was a massage therapist for 16, maybe 17 years. And one of the things that I know is that tissue, meaning what your body's made of, needs blood flow on a regular basis. Yes, we get blood flow just from being alive, just from breathing, and just from having a heartbeat. But there's something else that really needs to happen on a regular basis, and that's the elevation of your heart rate. When you elevate your heart rate, you breathe more, bring more oxygen in, get oxygen into your bloodstream, and that makes your bloodstream go into tissues that it normally doesn't even touch that much. Maybe, it goes a little bit to different organs in your body, but we want to influx oxygen and nutrition to all of our organ tissue, and that includes our brain. So when we talk about mood issues or a lack of control over our moods, our emotional stability, we don't know it, but we're talking about whether or not our brains are nourished. So when we talk about basic physical needs, movement is a part of this. Get your heart rate up at least 150 minutes per week. That's the general recommendation across the board. That's not just my recommendation. This is what I learned in health coaching school. Okay? If you want to lose weight, you're going to have to get up to 200 or 250 a week. Approximately. It's different for everyone, and it's different based on what you're dealing with. But I just want to get you a number, so you can time your walks, you can time your exercise regimens, whatever it is that you do, and just try to add up to 150 minutes. It's not that much. It's actually just, 2.5 hours, 150 minutes, 120 plus 30. So doing that, making sure you're getting hydrated, getting nutrition. I eat healthy. I eat a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruit on a regular basis, daily basis. I eat protein, I eat whole grains, I got the health coach thing going on, so I definitely try to hit all of that stuff. But I also take a multivitamin. I take a multivitamin and I take a detoxifier. I take a few things. And this is just basic self-care. This is just, even if I do have an emotional week, or something where I'm up and down on a regular basis because of something going on in my life, if I can hit these vitamins and these dietary needs and this hydration, my exercise, then I'm much less likely to get overwhelmed by whatever emotional problems are coming up for me. Does that make sense? So let's say your emotional issue or your mental, challenges are getting to you 100%, right? You're at 100%, you're at saturation, it's very upsetting, you're having a really hard time. What if I told you, if you take a multivitamin on a regular basis, get enough sleep, get exercise, and get hydrated, that 100% goes down maybe 10%. I should be doing the other hand, this is opposite. So for you, 10%, maybe you shave off 20% of that overwhelm, of that I can't handle it. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to take a multivitamin every week, try to get enough sleep every night, drink some water, and eat some food that's good for you? Is it worth getting that 20% of emotional discomfort down? I would say it's worth it, especially if you're at 100% saturation of overwhelm or depression, or I can't handle this. Okay, so basics. If you're going to make a list, if you're here right now and you're really interested in getting out of your rut that you're in right now, make a list for yourself. Write it and put it on a wall. I'm big on whiteboards. I've got couple whiteboards in my house. I'm always writing stuff down. I've got notes everywhere. This is my self-support practice to get myself to remember what's important for me. So get a list of, here's just my non-negotiables, right? Drink water every day. Take my multivitamin every day. Get enough rest, get into bed by 10, 11 at night or whatever it is for you, that time for you. Get 150 minutes of exercise per week. This is like your chores. This is take out the garbage, make food for the week, sweep the floors, and then your drink water, eat the food that you need, take your vitamins, right? This is all your core self-care stuff. So from there, we move into more the mental emotional needs that we all need on a regular basis. And if we're not dealing with those things and considering them important, then our emotionality and our mental well-being can kind of get out of hand, right? We allow certain things to get overwhelming, and we start to just ruminate thinking about those things that we can't change. But really, we could make some effort in other ways that will absolutely change that mental overwhelm over time. So some of the mental and emotional needs that we all have are a need for connection, a need for inspiration, and a need for self-worth or a feeling of accomplishment. Okay, this isn't just some hippy-dippy advice. This is something that we all need fundamentally to be happy and to be well. And if you're not making this a priority, then you're probably feeling it. You're probably feeling it in your life. You might even not know it because you're so busy thinking about the things that are upsetting you, but those things are still there. But if you're not taking care of your basic needs, of the physical needs, which are the nutrition, water, rest, and exercise, and then the mental emotional needs of connection with uplifting people, some kind of inspirational text, video, person that you connect to, and then feelings of self-worth and accomplishment. Okay, if you build this up, like you build up this, if I'm a visual person, so if you build up kind of this ball of self-care, this like energetic, okay, I'm building up this self-care, this fills some of that emptiness. This gives you some purpose, some direction, some intention. Okay, as we evolve as humans, our mental needs expand, right? We don't just need to survive anymore. We're not cave people living out in a cave just needing to get shelter and nutrition. We also need more. We need our community. We need people who are there for us. We need people who uplift us. And we need to feel some kind of self-worth and belonging. This is a survival tactic, okay? In the current world, we have to feel vital and we have to feel important. Okay, so how do we do this kind of stuff? I will post a video in the future about what we can do to make sure that we're getting our connection, inspiration, and feelings of self-worth needs met. But for now, I want you to just think about that. Okay, think about your life. If you're having some trouble with some things, think about, put that list up somewhere and say, okay, am I drinking water? Am I taking a vitamin? Am I getting enough rest? And am I active 150 minutes? Is my heart rate getting up 150 minutes a week? And this isn't a shame list. This isn't like, oh, this freaking list, I look at it all the time and I'm not doing the right things and I'm just not accomplishing it. That's not what it's for. This is a mirror. This is a, hey, checking in, are you doing these things? And then your other thing is just check in with yourself and say, am I getting the connection that I need? Most of us aren't. To be honest with you, most of us aren't. This is a computer era right now, okay? And we do get some connection through our computer connections. Sometimes some of us have FaceTime with friends or networks or groups that we're in, and that's really helpful. That's much better than having nothing. But in general, a lot of us are getting kind of wrapped up in watching TV shows, movies. We're getting lost in playing games. And I guarantee you, if you're taking up a good percentage of your life by watching shows and movies and games, you're probably less fulfilled than you can be. We don't need those things. We do need ways where we can relax our brains. That's also really good for us. But if we're doing too much of that, escaping from reality, with these fake shows where we're not really connecting with real people, we're going to end up with some feelings of emptiness or, unfulfillment, lack of fulfillment within us. So check yourself, see if you're getting your connection needs met, see if there's anything you're doing that inspires you or anyone in your life that inspires you, and then check in on your self-worth and your accomplishments. Are you doing things that help you feel good about yourself? Are you doing things that help you feel accomplished? Okay, now you don't have to go to college, at 40, 50, 60 years old and get a degree to accomplish something. Something you can do to accomplish something is to have a good connection with a friend. You can accomplish something by cleaning your house. You can accomplish something by giving a sandwich to a homeless person on the street. I mean, these are all self-worth practices, right? They're giving, but they also help us feel good about ourselves. Self-care is another way that we can feel worthy and like we're accomplishing something. If you start to tick off your list where you're getting hydrated every day and you're taking your vitamins and getting your activity, this is also secondary is self-worth. So you're getting those needs met, but then you're also getting your need for, wow, I matter. Look at this. I'm taking care of these things. I couldn't 3 weeks ago or 2 months ago, but now look at me. I'm taking care of that list and I'm getting it done. Okay? So take these things, try looking at your life and just seeing, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well am I doing on each one of these things? Scale of 1 to 10 is really helpful because then, you're not failing if you're under a 10. You're accomplishing something and maybe you can get better. Let's say, your hydration score for yourself is a 2 this week, and then by the end of next week you get up to a 4. This is an accomplishment and it's something to be happy about. So get a list going, hydration, nutrition / supplements, physical activity, and rest. And then your secondary list will be your mental emotional list, and that will be connection with uplifting and safe people, inspirational learning, and then self-worth and accomplishment. Okay? And you can do a 1 to 10 scale for each one of those things. Why not? Right? Why not take some time on a daily, weekly basis to do these kind of things for yourself? You are absolutely worth it. Even if you forget, even if every internal message you give yourself tells you the opposite, it's not true. You are worth self-care, and it does take effort. You've got to get out of your ruts. You've got to get out of your old thinking patterns, and this is the way you save yourself, right? From an unfulfilling life and from feeling bad about yourself. Is you take one little baby step at a time and you get it done and you get better at it and better at it and better at it, okay? This is Melissa from Raise the Bar Wellness. Please remember to hit the like button at the bottom. Follow my page on Facebook. I'll be getting on YouTube soon. I also have a private women's group called Women Empowered. If you're a woman and you're looking to get your self-worth back together, especially after dysfunctional relationships, please join our group. We've got a live interview coming on Monday We're going to be talking about trauma, demystifying trauma, and trauma treatments that are available and ways that we can start getting out of that old trauma rut in our lives. Okay, have a great day. Thanks for listening.